welcome to Present Times on Linux. My name's Ali, and today we are going to be looking at a distribution called Slitaz. Slitaz is a tiny little distribution meant to be kept on USB key, etc. Can be downloaded to your hard drive. As you can see, we have 3 different versions to download. We have the Raspberry Pi, the weekly 32 and the weekly 64-bit. I did download the 64-bit. And see if we can find out a bit more. Initialization, artwork. I involved the team. Let me see. Is now running Distro with 2 branches for a stable version and a cooking development version. So we get small refinements and security updates. As usual, the cooking version brings you the latest improvements made by the Slitaz developers. That was dated on the 16th of March. The running release weekly is the one I downloaded, and that is dated the 16th, I believe, of September there, and it is a massive 48.7 megabytes. Okay, so we have already set up an account here for the virtual box. I say an account, I meant a virtual machine, and as you can see I have 2 processors and so on and so forth, and I changed that to Sound Blaster 16 for reasons I'm not quite sure, etc. Anyway, that's the thingy, so we'll start it off. Okay, first screen we come to on the club is the language. So we'll choose English UK for myself because that's where I'm from, and we'll just go straight into the live environment. Okay, it shouldn't take too long to boot. It's just a tiny little machine. Welcome to your box. Thank you very much. Okay, and we're in the 6 server now. We have a display, and it seems to have their own package manager called Taz Package, or Taz PKG. That's very cool. I won't do anything with that just yet. But first we'll hunt down the old installer. See if we can get this installed to the old hard drive. Okay, should be under system tools, I should imagine. And there she is, the Slitaz installer. Okay, we'll click on that. It's asking me for a root password. The default password is root, so I will. Okay, the Slitaz installer installs and upgrades Slitaz to a hard disk drive from a device like a live CD or live USB key, from a Slitaz OS file, or from the web by downloading an OSO file. Windows users can evaluate in the directory Slitaz on their hard disk which type of installation you want to start. Let's give an option here of an install or an upgrade or evaluate without formatting or partitioning. It says Slitaz and Windows can coexist in the same partition. Slitaz will be in the / directory under UMS-DOS. Used to do the following century. Okay. So let me extend this just a little bit. Okay, I want to install Slitaz. Okay, most of the used systems in the hard drive already declare change for Windows or Linux or other operating systems. You need to resize it or will coexist with all other operating systems already installed on your hard drive. The amount of space needed depends on which software you plan to install and how much space you need to require for users. It's conceivable you could run in a minimal Slitaz in 300 megs or less, but 2 gigs all needed is more to be comfy. Separate home partition And the partition that we use as Linux swaps may be created near the Slitaz detects and usually swaps partitions automatically. And then it says about you can graphically manage your partitions with gparted. Gparted is a partition editor for graphically managing your disk partitions. Gparted allows you to create, destroy, resize, and copy partitions without data loss. And it tells you all the kind of file system it supports, including XFS and others. And if you need to install anything other for XJS, JFS and HFS, you will need to use install the relative programs for that. Okay, so we'll start gparted if you can allow me. And no, it's not going to let me. Okay, so I'm going to have to go into the applications and see if I can get gparted up and running from there. Put in the old root G password, and already did make up a couple, but what we'll do is actually delete these and start over so we know where we're going. And I won't delete the swap just yet. So it's unallocated and we want a new file system. So new, and we'll create it that big, and we'll call it Slitaz. Okay, we'll add that and we'll approximate that and apply. Okay, so I have now an ext4, and the thing I haven't done there is manage the boot flag, so I will make it boot, so let me manage flags there and tick the old boot flag. I don't need the ESP flag or anything else, as this is just going to be a MBR booted machine. So okay, we'll continue with the installation. And it says you are going to install on a partition on your hard drive. If you decide to format your all data will be lost. If you do not format all data except for any home directory will be removed. The home directory will be kept as is. So it's asking me to select source media. Well, I'm doing that from the live CD that's in. Destination will be SDA1, and I don't need to format it because I don't need, but I will anyway. Exactly that. And it's asking me for my root password here. Okay, let's see if I can put in a password. And there we go. Here's our first problem for me. Personally, it's actually showing the password there. Oh, that shouldn't be happening. Okay. In fact, what I'll do is I will leave the other two as is chucks and chucks. I will leave it just for default. And will I need a bootloader? Yes, I will. Okay, let's proceed to the installation there. And it is going to install. As you can see, I've got a Core 4-in-1 pop up there in the old folder, so I'll open it. Okay, so this installation is now finished. You can exit the installer or reboot. Sorry, on your new Slitaz. Do you know it's in? Installation is complete. You can now restart. So I will click that. It tells me message is corrupt, and it is rebooting. And I'm back to the screen now. I'm not quite sure whether this is the Slitaz. Or whether this is the thingy. Just bear with me a moment, because what I'll do is I'm going to go down to power off, which I have, and I want to go into settings and see if it has indeed with storage. No, it was actually booting from the ISO there. Okay, so we'll remove that from the disk, from the drive there, and we'll start it up and see. If it boots. No, I'm not getting any kind of crop screen, but I'll leave it just a couple of seconds. I do know some of these installs can have a 0 seconds rather, no delay, straight into the old install. Just flash your cursor until you see the X server come up. But I don't see anything happening on my hard drive either. So I'm thinking that's a wasted trip. Okay. I'll power off the machine there, and all we'll do is we will evaluate it as a live. See, so we'll need to start it up again anyway. There are no additions installed, so we'll do it this way. Okay, I'm in Lightfleet. So anyway, without any more further ado, along the top bar there we have our login logout. We can close the X session, etc. We have a clock with a small calendar. This seems to be the LXDE desktop, by the way. Did forget to tell you that, didn't I? Okay, need to click that again, I guess. Seems to be some kind of performance. My battery, I guess. Yep. Network connected on Ethernet, and I have USA instead of UK for some reason. Did I not choose UK? I don't believe I did. But okay, we can manage with what we got. Okay, we'll start off with the old accessories here. Under the menu, we have Burn CD DVD, and it's using Burn Box for the privilege of doing that. It could burn ISOs, etc. And it seems to be a front end for the wadding. Okay, we have G calculator. G calculator is a simple calculator. Now it does do scientific as well as the basic function you see here. If you click on calculator, got notation modes. We have the bigger scientific, fetching radians, degrees and gradients and so on and so forth, hexadecimal and binary, and all that useful goodness. We have to grab screenshot. We have LeafPad. LeafPad is the standard text editor for LXDE, and this is 0.8.81, and it's copyrighted up to 2010, which is quite an old version for 2018 ISO. I am just thinking. Also, we have the nano text editor, of course, 2.6.1. Now, it's a very cool text editor in the command line there. We also have a remote terminal, which I won't go into. Remote terminal is literally that. You have the SSH. It's basically remote connection to SSH. The secure shell. On the spreadsheet. Now spreadsheet's an interesting place for thingy, but we've got something here called calc. And calc is a CSV spreadsheet. It's telling you how it's meant to be used. Now down here. Okay, that's very cool. It seems to load in a web browser, so that's cool enough. We have time is. Time is probably going to a website called Time Is, and it does exactly that. And it tells me exact time, date, etc. And it's World Carefree Day today. Oh, car free. See? Up on the E where it wasn't meant to be. Okay, World Car Free. So everybody should be walking today. I have not had a car for a while, so I am walking everywhere. We can see we have different time zones. Also, under accessories, we have the VNC viewer, and we have wiki documents, which will be the documentation for Slitaz, I imagine. And it is your wiki. Okay, it's your wiki, which means you can make your own wiki pages up. I was going to say Wikipedia then, but that is not what I actually meant. And it's based on WikiKiss, or WikiKiss 0.3. Okay, development, we have Beaver Code Editor. Beaver Code Editor is a IDE come text editor. And about Early Advanced Editor, course 0.4.1. And that's compiled August 2017. So that's a newer package. Excellent. Okay. We have Bitbook repositories. We have CGI shell environment. Which case lets PowerShell script meet the web. And you can check HTTP info and other some requests. Okay, that's cool. Also under development, we have the bug report, of course. We have a dialog example. Welcome to the source world, and you see okay, it's got sort of sorted units in the hope that it will, and then but absolutely no warranty. Okay, not quite sure what was happening with that there. Perhaps I needed a bigger, larger window for that to display properly. We have the icon browser, we have the Slitaz bug report, and we have the Vi text editor tool. Okay. There are people who take years to know how to log out of that. Okay, in the documentation we have the cookutils doc, the GNU license, of course, the public GPL license, and we have the system documentation. We have the Slitaz manual, which is the live tool for Slitaz. So it's just more used to extract a live CD, repair the ISO image and regenerate the root system. So you can make your own little respins of Slitaz as you see fit, which I think is rather cool. And you have the Slitaz package manual, which is a tiny autonomous zone package manager. Okay, and there's the syntax for those wanting to use it in a CLI in your command line interface. Okay, that's documentation. On the games you have Nano Chess, a simple chess game. There you go. I will say one thing, the applications do open up rather faster on here. And we have Sudoku, where you fill in the blank spaces, and no two numbers can be consecutive towards each other. So we'll have a look at the bit, and it's Sudoku 2.2 by Thomas Weeble. Under the graphics section, we have the colour selector, where we can choose our various colours for whichever need we need it to. We can always pick a colour from anywhere. So if you like this kind of, well, with this, it'll just go up black, wouldn't it? So the red of the spider. We have the red of the spider just there. It's rather a cool little nifty application. Also on the graphics we have the image viewer. I'm not quite sure which image viewer we have. Oh, it is GPIC view. Okay, that's cool. That's GPIC view. And we can just click that from here, can we? Okay. Also on the graphics we have the MT Paint. Let me go move the settings toolbars out the way, and we can go to help and about. Let's see, it's 3.40. It seems to be made in 2010, or was that 2011? Yep, 2011, apologises. And here's the shortcuts for choose your keyboard, of course, and your mouse buttons, and your end credits there. So that's quite cool. Okay, that was the graphics. On the internet, we have the local web server. And we can do a local web server. We have BusyBox and Light HTTP, modify page, suit your own XML pages, etc. It's telling me that port H is not open up to red for security reasons, which is fine. Which is just a local host. Also underneath internet we have the Midori web browser. Interesting. Let's have a choose. It's 0.5.2, which was last updated on this particular version in 2012, if I'm to believe that. Which I don't think is actually quite new, but still not bad at all. Okay, oops, I just want to close that. I did that time. And also under the internet we have the private browsing window, which is the same, except we also have SCP secure copy, so we can secure copy over some files to a remote path. Okay, that's very cool. SCP is a file copy protocol using the SSH protocol. Also under internet we have the Taz RIC client. The RIC client is a CLI based web client by looks. Auto join channel is optional. You have to put anything, empty values of course, because I haven't put anything in, and it's killed itself. Okay, and we have the Taz web browser. Taz web browser is their own little web browser here. You have seen it pop up a couple of times actually under calc and the calculate spreadsheet rather, and the weekly and so on. It seems to be their own. Yeah, it seems to be their own problem. Their own problem. What? Their own web browser. I have a tap dripping in the background. It's driving me nuts. I should have sorted that before, think I. But you can do all the usual things through the source code of the design there. Okay. Also on the internet we have the Twitter microblogging, which is their own web browser again, going straight to Twitter. Okay, that's cool. I'm sure they could do one for Facebook and so on. Just change the address of where it's opening to. Multimedia, we have the also volume control mixer, which is not opening for whatever reason. Okay, we also have the also mixer player, or also player. Okay, which is a neat little music player for your MP3s and so on. We have the S100 CD ripper, so you can put your CDs in and make them rip. I do not have any CDs. I do not even have a CD-ROM, DVD-ROM on this little computer. It says an ultrabook. It is sans. Those kind of things. We also have a little audio editor, a wave edit. And this version is 1.4.23, which it does say on the top. And this was compiled March 12th, 2018, so this is a very new compile of that particular application. We have Jumanji music, of course, and quite a lot of little percentages up there. There we go, free downloading and free streaming apparently of Jumanji. I do believe they use royalty free artists and so on. Jumanji, I could be wrong. And we have a video player which comes up, and this may, okay, we've got play, toggle media controls, yep, media controls, toggle, let's see, oh, it's Taz Web, so it's using their browser again. Okay, let's see the source for this. and it seems to be using GNOME M Player in the background. Okay, but it does seem to open up in their browser for whatever reason. Under Office we have the encrypted paste tool, we have ePDF view, a PDF viewer, your PDFs, and this is a rather light one, early one, 2011 it looks like, MS Software, and it's 0.1.8. I don't know how up to date that is in that particular application, to be honest. We have the SQLite SQL engine. Lets you sort out your databases. Very cool. And we have the Wikipedia Encyclopedia, which is their web browser bringing up Wikipedia. Also cool. Okay. Preferences. We have the account password, of course. So we have here Parents GTK Plus, where we can change our GTK Plus saying, and it seems to be the oh, I quite like that one. I'll apply that. That seems to be the LXDE player, and it is. Okay. We have default applications, of course. Pattern FM is our file manager, etc. Window Manager LXDE session. So I imagine it's using LXDM for its display manager there. Also under preferences, we've got the desktop preferences, of course, the appearance, so on and so forth. At the moment it's got Slitaz background, but we have got background 2, which is this one. And we have the Slitz banner, which is that PNG file up there. As you can see, it's a bit out of scale here. Since it's gone way past its price, so we can change that to child image or stretch to fill the screen. Into our manager, fill the background up, colour only. Nope, that's definitely the wrong one. There we go. I'll just leave that there for now. Also under preferences, we have our normal ones then, our keyboard mouse, our monitor settings, the open box configuration manager, of course, package manager. Package manager will be needing a root. Oops, didn't I change that? I may have done actually, but I can't remember. Nope. Okay. It's now been recharged, so we'll recharge it now. Now it's just grabbing the file list. I didn't know that one thing that is not updated. I apologise. Installed is HTOP. Okay, database is ready to use. I will check for any updates. And apparently I do have Taz USB that is ready to be updated. I will install that, see what the kind of speeds we get out of the installer here. Okay, yeah, that updated really quite fast, it's done. Okay, what I need to find now is actually HTOP. HTOP. And it's HTOP 2.0.2 apparently. So I will install that. There we go, that's HTOP installed. Okay, we'll just go back to preferences, see if there's anything I've noticed that I've missed. We've got pop-up notifications, preferred apps, system languages of course, time zone, Wi-Fi, and the X defaults. So, yep, seems to be pretty much standard affair there. In system tools we've got a bootlock viewer, create a live CD, create a live USB. We have the package manager, which is the file manager rather, which is PCFman, which is the light libfm there, which is lightweight file manager, and very good it is too. It's one of my favourites. It really is a nice little thing. It seems to be using the Adwaita icons here, but that's also fine. That's changeable in the settings if you wish. Also under system tools we have the G parted, which you saw earlier, and we have H top, which is showing its face. According to this from Tickover, it's using 221 megabytes of RAM, and that's very lightweight indeed. It really is very fast and nippy, so this will easily run on most machines, I should imagine. We got the LX sessions logo, of course. We got secure the terminal, and while we're here, I do want to see what kernel is running, and it's running 3.16.55. Their own roll kernel by looks, and this was compiled on June the 4th of this year. Really old kernel number version, maybe for really older hardware than the modern up-to-date stuff. I had noticed in the about boxes some of the software is kind of older stock. Of course we've got Slitaz panel manager, which is our panel up here. No, it is not. It's an administration configuration tool. They call it task panel. Fair enough. And as you can see, our Ethernet, our disk activity. And if I click on this, there we go. Tells you what's mounted and where, and what's being used and where. And that's what's being used to call, because there's no need for swap on the 270 megabytes. But that's fine. We also have a terminal. You can go straight to the terminal there. It says avoid interactive commands, because it is an interactive terminal emulator. Okay, fine. Okay, so under network we've got summary, boot logs, etc. And we've got hardware summary, kernel modules and disks. We also have tweaks. Let me see what the tweaks are. Oh, we can change the other things here. We can change from monochrome or coloured terminal. Okay, and we have different icon sets up here for the menu up here. Let's click him, so we can have. That's all I assume. Yep. Okay, it's rather cool. Under installation is blank, and we got summary and my packages. And here's the summary. Okay, that's task panel. Task panel being the thingy. We have the installer, which didn't work for me, as you know. We have the task manager. Let's have a look at the task manager. Got Alex task. And you can see memory 47 megabytes of thing we use. Now there's odd, because according to HTOP it was using quite a bit more. Maybe if I used X terminal, and it's still reading 222, so I'm not quite sure the discrepancy there. 43 against 222, but there we go. Anyway, this is Slitaz. I'm sorry it didn't install. Seems to be a bug in installer. The installer only gets a 5 out of 10 for me, only because it was very fast at what it tried to do, but also because it showed me the root password and any password of any user that I would have entered. That's a naughty thing to have, especially if you got company around, you know, you want to set up their thing, then everybody know your password that you're putting in. And it's really hard for people like me who make videos of distributions. As a USB key idea though, I think that's excellent. As USB key, I think that really is excellent. You could stick this on the smallest of USB keys. If you got a really old USB key in the drawer, say 128 meg, it will fit on 4 times, 3 times, 4 times onto that. No, twice. It will go on twice with some spare. Let's do some math. It's 48, 43, 48 megabytes. It is a tiny ISO. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this little review and a look at Slitaz, This is episode 2 of my little known operating systems based on Linux. And yeah, I quite enjoy going through this. It is lightning fast, that's what I've heard it is. Anyway, I'd like to thank my patron, which is DistroTube. And I hope to see you all again. If you like this, thumbs up. If you didn't, do as you wish. You know, I like that thumbs up there. Go give me some thumbs up in it. Give me some loving. Anyway, have a very, very pleasant evening, and I see you all soon. Take care and good night.